Hey everyone, we're back in the kitchen today. Today I'm making flour tortillas. This is probably one of the recipes that helped me get started on homesteading or real food cooking. Anybody that has known me for a long time knows that I don't actually really like to cook. I never really thought of it as a hobby. So if you were coming to dinner with me in the college years, a few years out of college, you were often given the choice between tacos or fajitas, and tacos would have come from a kit. Things have changed a bit since then. We now make our own homemade taco seasoning, and we just started in the past year to make our own homemade tortillas. So today I'm getting started on the tortillas, and I'll show you the taco seasoning recipe also. So I pulled our recipe already. I'll link it down below. It's really easy ingredients that most people have in their kitchen cupboards. We're going to start with 3 cups of all-purpose flour, some salt, and some baking powder. We're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Going to give that a quick mix. Okay, so salt and baking powder has been combined in those dry ingredients. I chose to use avocado oil as my neutral oil. You can also use extra virgin olive oil would work, but avocado oil it is for us today. We need 1/3 of a cup. And then we also need 1 cup of warm water. So those are our super simple ingredients. Now we're just going to turn the mixer on until the dough forms a ball. The dough is now mostly in a ball. We're going to set a timer for 1 minute and allow it to continue. So the dough's not exactly where I would like it to be. I would like it to be more mixed, fine consistency. It's still pretty raggedy, so I'm going to allow it to continue to mix a bit longer. Okay, so that was about 3 minutes total of just kneading, and it's a much smoother consistency in the dough now, so we'll pull that out. So we're gonna get 16 separate dough balls cut, roll them out, cut them with flour, and flatten them. This will be our 16 tortillas. Even ball here, so hopefully we can get similar sized dough balls. we've got our dough balls ready and flattened. They're gonna rest here from up to 2 hours, but at least 15 minutes. So I'll get started on these in a little while. So back in the kitchen, the tortillas have had some time to rest, and I'm just getting the taco seasoning ready. We're gonna do a double batch of taco meat today, so hopefully we can have nachos later in the week. For taco seasoning, we're gonna start with 1 tablespoon of chili powder. Quarter teaspoon of garlic powder. Onion powder. Red pepper flakes. Dried oregano. A half teaspoon of paprika. And normally we would do 1.5 teaspoons of ground cumin, but I am out and we're doing the pantry challenge. So we are going to try this without. I'm sure it'll be just fine, especially with our homemade salsa. Some salt. And some fresh ground black pepper. And we have our bowl of taco seasoning. The recipe says just to add 1 to 2 tablespoons, but I always just add the whole batch of taco seasoning to 1 pound of ground beef or ground pork, whatever we're using for our taco meat that day. If needed, I'll add about 1/2 cup to 3/4 cup of water after we've browned the beef. I'll show you in a little bit. Moving back to our tortillas, they've had their time to rest. It's been about an hour now. I'm just going to make sure that they are well floured and roll them out really nice and thinly before we cook them on our preheated cast iron pan. One of the reasons I can't wait for our new kitchen is to have a larger workspace here for rolling out things like tortillas and pie crust. Now, that's not round, and that's fine. I do have a tortilla press, but I was finding that they weren't getting thin enough. I don't know if it's just because they're the flour tortillas or if it's me doing something wrong. If you have tips, you can leave it in the comments. Maybe there's another YouTube video that will help me. But for now, we just end up rolling them out by hand and getting them nice and thin and doing our best. All right, so tortillas come together pretty quickly once we start frying them. We're gonna use avocado oil in our sprayer. Our cast iron is on a medium-low temperature. And this should take just about 30 to 60 seconds per side. kind of look like cooking a pancake. You're gonna look for the bubbles in the dough. When you have enough bubbles, you're gonna flip it. Repeat another 15 times. So I promised that I would do a voiceover after. This is the time of night that our house gets a little crazy. We call it Tilly's witching hour, and she needs lots of attention around dinner time. You can see here that I'm adding the 2 pounds of ground beef. Like I said, I was going to double this so that we could have nachos later in the week. Just going to brown this on medium-high heat until it's fully brown, fully cooked. We've browned our taco meat and we're just going to remove some of the fat here. There's quite a bit because it was 2 pounds. Okay, so returning our beef to the heat, just a low heat. Adding our spice mix. Again, this was doubled because we used 2 pounds of meat. And I'm going to add half a cup of water to start. And another half a cup. Gonna leave that on low and let the seasoning thicken. Picking up the pan here to show you that the seasoning did thicken and it really sticks to the meat when it's done. Makes for a delicious taco. Our house was of course crazy and loud, so I give you a quick clip of what our taco toppings looked like, and this was my dressed taco. It was delicious. Those homemade tortillas certainly make a world of difference.
I hope you'll give these homemade tortillas a try. With the KitchenAid, it makes it really accessible for anyone that has trouble kneading dough, and it comes together really quite quickly. So give it a try and let me know what you think. Some things to note is these are homemade tortillas. There's no preservatives in them. They will not store like the ones you pick up at the grocery store. I recommend storing them in the fridge for up to 5 to 7 days, or if you're looking to store them for a little longer, in the freezer. Once they thaw, they actually reheat really well in the oven or in a frying pan. Maybe if you have a microwave, you could try that too. I hope to catch you on the next video.